So today I'm going to teach you guys something cool. Uh, so you see, we talk about communication with the radios, but now, hey, you go to Walmart or something and you bought a set of radios. How are you going to use it? What you should not do and what you should be doing, how to be more pro at this stuff. Well, I'm a ham radio operator, so I know some stuff that you don't know yet. And not saying that I'm like super pro at it, but I will share what I know so that you can get started with using your radio in a safe way that can help you communicate better. So let's get going. Hi, I am Ji Sifu, a Talos Master from Tia Lineage, and I practice Samo Taoism, the power of beauties. And yeah, today we're here again talking about some tech and daily stuff. So I recommended everyone to get some radios. You can get them from AliExpress. Um, you can get them from Amazon. You can get it from Walmart. Okay, so very obvious. This one here is a very mini size one. We call them the FRS because they run on frequencies that do not require a license. It's a family friendly thing. So, yeah, anyone can buy these and you can use it. Okay, so yeah, after you bought it, there are channels. They're usually like 22 channels. You pick one of them and use it. That's it. Very simple. You can also be using a phone app called Zello, Zello. Now, the difference is using Zello, you need internet or the 4G network. These, you do not need anything. If the power is down, if everything is down, if there's like no signal for the phone, this will still work. So I recommend this if you're locally communicating with your family. The range about 1 km. So if you live on the same street, neighborhood, you can still contact each others with it. Okay. Now, what do we do? I have 5 things for you today. Number one, get a call sign. Yeah, it's not like you need a license to get a call sign. I'm talking about create a call sign yourself. Okay, so if you're like a normal family, um, you make up a call sign, and there's a format that I recommend. It sounds really cool. So your family should have like maybe initials. For example, you're like Adam Smith family. Okay, so A and S become the two initial. Usually, you use two alphabets. Okay, so if you have like only one last name, for example, it's like William, it'll be like WM. Okay, just make up something. And then there's a household number or generation number, a number that like describe maybe like the number of the house, the team, or whatever. Like if we have like a whole family, like a big family. So my house is number one, their house is number two, this house is number three, right? So we are all the same family but different number. Yeah. If you don't have specific, you can just go by one, or you can go by like generation, like father, mother, generation one, and then generation two is the lower one, and then so on. You can do that as well. So you have two letter, one number, and that is what we call the prefix. So let's say Adam Smith and then household number one. So AS1, right? And then it will be your name. For example, your name is Danny. So we use three alphabet. It becomes like DNY. So AS1 DNY is your call sign. Okay, maybe your name is Lily or something, right? LLY. You can still do that. So just think of how to make a six letter call sign, right? Two alphabet, one number, three alphabet. Now that format is very good to say with your mouth, so it's like really smooth, and that's how our ham radio call sign is. So yeah, so try to make up your call sign. Now memorize your call sign, right? Second thing, how we talk. We say establishing the QSO, the contact. So you don't just go and like, Dad, are you here? No, Dad. Don't expect people are on the radio already. Never do that. The first thing you do is you call them, like making a phone call, right? They need to. Toot. Now, when you call me, I might be somewhere else. I might be in the kitchen, in the washroom. I couldn't hear properly. If you just say something really quick, hello, are you here? No one knows. I don't know, right? So call them, right? For example, in our lineage, our sect, we have our call sign. So my call sign is TY9YUE, okay? Now, if I'm going to call a disciple, let's say TY4WNG, right? So I'll be calling their name. I call their name and then my name. So if it's like a quick call, TY4WNG, TY4WNG, TY9YUE. You call them two times, you one time. Always yourself last. Okay? It's like to someone and then from myself. You call it like that. And if they're not here, you repeat three times or more. Right? You can like go really slow. Don't call fast because you have to like broadcast your voice for like a longer time to get people's attention. TY4WNG, TY4WNG, TY9YUE. And you repeat three times, right? Three times or more. If you're a ham radio operator, we will do like sometimes what we call CQ. So you like shout out to the open air and see who is around, right? So that you will have to even elaborate more, like say more things. So the whole message become like a 30-second kind of message. And so that people listening, they have a chance to like actually listen and re-listen and then they contact. Okay, now you learn how to shout out to the other side. When you're responding, you can go like their name and say go ahead, right? So I am calling them. I'm calling TY4WNG, right? So TY4WNG, TY4WNG, TY9YUE. When they got my call, they want to say, okay, that other the other side will say TY9YUE, go ahead. Now I know I can go ahead, right? And then we start talking. So this is what we call establishing a QSO, establishing a contact. Once you get this format right, okay, you can talk normally. It's like a phone call, right? You talk normally, but never, like with radios, never give out private information like your address, your credit card, your password. You know these things you do not share because it will be heard. You know, like there will be one day someone is listening, and if you're not in the good luck or whatever, right, you don't want that to happen. So make sure you don't share private information on the air. Okay, now when we're talking, we have a few words: Roger and over. Roger is like I receive and will for sure get it done. So if someone is telling you to do something, can you like bring the water over? Roger. Okay, that means I acknowledge, I listen, I received it, and I will get it done. Okay, Roger always have to do with there's something to do, and I'm agreeing that I'll get it done. Okay, Roger. And then they know, okay, you got my command, you'll do it. Um, can you come down like to help me with this? Roger. So I expect you to come down. After you say Roger, you're like fulfilling that thing, right? Don't say Roger like it's over. Over is another thing. When you're done speaking, over. It's like back to you. Back to you is over. Hand over the mic, right? That's over. So Roger and over is very different. Okay, so we know about Roger and over. Then when we're done talking, what do? You say your name, okay? TY9YUE, clear. When you say clear, what that means is they expect you to be away from the phone. You're done. That's called clear. Clear is I'm not here anymore. I'm clear. But if you want to say like I'm still driving, I'm listening, I can I can answer you anytime I'm just like not talking at the meanwhile. You say stand by. Okay? T19 while you stand by. When I say stand by, the thing is by my side. And I'm ready to answer if I need to, but I'm not talking. Sometimes we say, I need to stand by a bit. And everyone know like, oh yeah, you're not gonna talk for a while, but maybe the radio is still on you. Right? That's called stand by a little bit. So when you hear people say stand by, you're like, okay, talk to you later. Yeah. Like that. The final thing, 73. Okay, we say, oh, I need to go, something like that, right? And then you will say, okay, 73. That means 73 means best regard, like all the best to you, best wishes, right? Usually we use that like a concluding phrase in ham radio. Whenever people are leaving, you give them a 73. Give them a 73. So, for example, like, oh, I need to go now. Talk to you next time. Okay, 73. And then they know they are going. Okay, and then they will say, da, 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 clear. You know they're gone. When you say clear, they are gone. You don't go, oh, by the way, like, no, you don't go like that. Okay, they're gone. So, with these simple things, if you do it every day, you get used to it. And it's not that hard. When you communicate like that, there's a structure. Everything is like formatted, there's a structure. You feel organized, you don't get panic, and most importantly, you don't jam mic. Okay, like you take turn. I speak, I'm done, your turn. I speak, I'm done, your turn. There's no jamming mic, right? If you just say something, like the other side don't know you're done or not, right? They're still listening. Maybe you got cut off. I don't know. But if you say over, when you hear the over, it means giving it back, right? Now another thing is in ham radio we can sign off the message. So what after I'm done talking, so when you hear the call sign, it's like I'm done. So that is another way. But yeah, you can say over as well if it's only two people, right? But seeing the call sign, signing off with the call sign, it allows people to hear and know who is in the air speaking, right? It makes things more clear. So with these practices, if you got a pair of radio and you're like using it with your kids, your wife, you should apply these to the communication structure though that so that like you get used to it, and when you really need to use these for emergency, it will be very very different from people who just grab one of these from Walmart and start like talking, right? It makes it more organized, systematic, no panic, very structured, and like very aligned, very organized. So I think everyone should learn this and make use of it. Okay, so we'll see you in the next video. And again, if you want to learn house magic from home, go to my website tndragon.com. See you next time. Bye bye.